Okay, some more summary review number 5. This is number 5, and again, we're dealing with this x equals y squared, but now it's negative y squared. Well, before we were open to the right in the positive direction, and it was a horizontal, so we would imagine that this should open to the left, the negative direction. And we can just try some points, some checkpoints to do this. Again, when x is 0. I'm sorry, I'll try y. When y is 0, x is 0. When y is plus or minus 1, I still get negative 1 for plus or minus 1, so x is negative 1. And then when y is 2, plus or minus 2 squared is 4, and that's negative 4, so x is negative 4. So you get some points real easy like this. And then you get an idea what it looks like. And so that makes sense. It's a horizontal parabola. Remember, these are not functions. Functions are single value. These are not single value. These are what we call relations. Function is a special relation that's single valued. Passes the horizontal line, the vertical line test, pardon me. And these are relationships, but we do see these when we're doing curves and stuff in chapter 7. Okay? Okay, so let's take a look at letter B. Well, this looks the same as that, except it's a positive 4. Now remember, before we were shifted in the horizontal direction, so this looks like this would be shifted in the positive direction. So I can intuitively say it's going to be the same shape, it's just moved over 4 units to the right. And then I could graph it like over 1, up 1, over 4, up 2, etc., and get the same points. Or I could just make a table of values. It's not too bad. When y is 0, x is 4. When y is 1, plus or minus 1, 1 squared is 1, so that's negative 1 plus 4 is 3. I'm sorry, 3. And then plus or minus 2. When y is plus or minus 2, plus or minus 2 squared is 4. And negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so I get x is 0. So you can see it's open to the left, open in the negative direction. And it's shifted 4 to the right, because it's a horizontal shift and it's a positive 4. So we can just connect it like that. More points the better, so I like to do more points so I can get a little bit better parabola. I remember when I was in college, I connected these with a ruler because I wanted to be really neat. Boy, my teacher really got on my case for that. It's got to be curved, not straight lines. It's just trying to be neat. Okay. All right. And then over here, the next one, letter C. We've got this one, minus 2y squared plus 3. Well, again, it's going to be open to the left. It's shifted 3 to the right, so it looks something like this. There's no vertical shift. Just shifted 3 to the right. And again, I could try some points. When y is 0, x is 3. That makes sense. When y is plus or minus 1, it's going to be negative 2 plus 3 is 1, so x would be 1. And when y is plus or minus 2, that's 4. And then negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. So x is negative 5. So it's a little skinnier. Now we could use the shape equation. Remember, this is just the shape equation with a shift. And the shape equation, this is a standard shape equation that we use. We go over, plus or minus 1, negative 2, plus or minus 2, negative 8. So we'd go from here, and we could go plus or minus 1, negative 2, and plus or minus 2, negative 8. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's another way to do it by using the shape equation. There's lots of ways to do these. And again, we get a nice parabola here. Always try to make this kind of like a bowl or curve like that. In this case, it looks like the nose cone of a rocket, and there you go. Okay, number 6, some more of the same. Again, now this is open to the right because it's positive. It's shifted 1 to the left because that's a negative 1. So I know it's going to, and I know it's going to be a little bit flatter because it's a fraction. Fraction makes it flatter. Whole number makes it skinnier. Okay, and we can get some points lots of ways. I'm just going to try this by using a table of values because it's not too hard. When y is 0, x is negative 1. When y is plus or minus 2, 2 squared is 4. A fourth of 4 is 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0. And then when y, I'm using even numbers now because I'm taking a fraction that's an even number. So when y is plus or minus 4, 4 squared is 16. 1/4 of 16 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So x is 3 when y is plus or minus 4. So here's my 4, and then x is 3. So I get these points here. And you can see it is a flat parabola. It's open to the right in the positive direction. And these points give you a pretty good feel for the shape. If you've got a few points, it makes it a lot nicer. There you go. Again, we're open to the right. We're shifted 2 to the right. Positive 2 and we're open. It's positive. And it's going to be a little skinnier because I've got a number in front of here. And again, I can try a table of values. I won't get very many points because I don't have much room on my graph. So when y is 0, x is 2. That's easy. And then when y is 1, 1 squared is 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5, so x is 5. And there we go. Those are your points. Again, when the skinny ones, kind of make sure you make it like a little curve there, otherwise it's a tendency to point that, make it pointed. Okay, and negative 1/4 y squared, well this is very similar to 6a. Some of these I pulled right out of the calculus book, so that's why they kind of might be a little bit redundant. These are right out of the calculus book. So there's no shift on this, and I can again do my table of values when x is 0. It's actually going to be the shape equation because there's no shift. And when y is 0, x is 0. When y is plus or minus 2, again, 2 squared is 4. A fourth of 4 is 1, so x is, but with a negative, now x is negative 1. And then when y is plus or minus 4, 4 squared is 16. 1/4 of 16 is 4, negative 4, so x is negative 4. Plus or minus 4. So there you go. Again, a little flatter, and it's open to the left because it's negative. So these horizontal type parabolas, like I said, we do see, and they did give some of the students a little trouble last year, so I thought it would be good to kind of review these ahead of time so when we see them in Chapter 7, we don't kind of panic. Okay?